Hello folks, it's that time again. Let's do the daily target on CSSBattle.dev. All right, what have we got? It's a kind of an interesting assembly of shapes, right? Like we have a few shapes here. I find myself wanting to do the dots using a paragraph element that's not very tall, whose margins are set like so. It's actually 200 there, and like that. Oh, and let's not have red on the background. So I'm just gonna push one of these, push the margins down a little more, 30, a little more, 35. Okay, and then he's 30 pixels tall, 30 pixels tall. Okay. And then this final margin is way too big. How about 10? How about 20? How about 15? 16, 17? 300, 320, 30, 40, 37, 37, and then a border radius. And I'll choose a 1-inch border radius because that's silly. 50% is a similar number of characters in this case. We don't win anything with the 1-inch, but it's cute. All right, let's do a box shadow. $120, $130, and then how about 260 pixels, 0, and then set the colors on there as well, plonk and plonk. And you can't see any of that. Why? Because you can't see that. Oh, and my audio is not plugged in. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay. So the fact that those are at a regular interval, it kind of looked like to my eye, right? This is, human beings are imperfect measurement devices, right? Like these are not actually at a regular interval, but they are. So that might change my approach. I'm going to go ahead and finalize this with the content gradient, which is going to be this color 25%. And with an at value at what? 40%, 10 pixels, 30 pixels, something like that. Okay. Maybe it's 30%, 35, 36, 37, 35, 34, 33. So it's an irritating 33% wide. So let's go 100 pixels, 120, 30, 135. And then we put that in the upper corner with a 0, 0 background position. And then we set the width. The width is the fine, 100%, and then it's like, well, it's probably 270 pixels, right? Because it's 300 pixels tall, the body, right? That's up here in the corner, just reminding us that it's that, and that should do it. Let's see if we get 100% with that. So what don't we need here? I feel inclined to do what? A radial gradient. Circle this color 15 pixels, and then transparent. And that's how you get a single circle. And if I just do, what if I do, so 260 pixels, I think we know is the width. So if I do 0, 0, 260 pixels. And then, or wait, was it 160? I can't remember what the interval was. Minus 50 pixels, minus 60, 50, 40. And then 50. Kind of getting it there. 140, 130. That looks pretty good. So why do I say that looks good? I mean, it's wrong, but it's wrong for each one in exactly the same way, which means that if I adjust it I might get what I want. 25 pixels. Okay, so that's great. That means I no longer need this paragraph tag. I can just nuke all of that code that created the element, rounded it. So now I have two gradients that are doing that work. So is there another thing we can do here? Is there anything else we can do here? If we were going to, I'm going to submit this as well. I think that's going to be a 100% match and be a higher score. What if we reuse this? I know I'm going to use this. Can I use the nested template to do this? And I'm going to put a backup color of red. And then I'm going to put this blue color like this. Actually, not that color. I'm going to do that color. And now I'm going to set margins. So right now, this is the my nested technique, nested template rather. This is a plugin on GitHub. You could go ahead and take a look at that if you'd like. 30 pixels tall, 270, 145. 0. What am I doing wrong here? Oh. 145. Something's wrong here. Clearly. What am I doing wrong? Actually, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So that's interesting. Let's do red and just to sanity check myself here. There we go. Okay, so it's okay. So the number I want is not. I don't know why I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking there. 28. Am I a little tired? Maybe a little. 0. That's fine, actually. Okay, so now let's do this guy again. Okay. So let's get rid of our comments. There's that. Let's adjust this. $20, $30, $31, $33. Okay. And now I'm going to do box shadow minus, or 60 pixels, 100 pixels. Sure. So what am I doing? I'm using this shape that we've got: 100, 120, 30, 25, 27. To do the same thing. And there it is. So I've created this because I know it's 30 pixels tall, and this is also 30 pixels tall. Like, I'm using that, and that is a better score. I didn't minify the prior solutions though, but this is pretty short. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's a lot of opportunities for optimization here that I'm not taking advantage of. For example, the 1Q, just by giving this the shape an aspect of a radial gradient, I get a circle out of it rather than this keyword circle. And that's another thing I can do. Is there anything else I can do here? I don't think so. So yeah, that's the HTML body, has the circles, and then the shadows are off on the HTML element. So the body is leaving its box shadow. We don't think of the body element as getting narrowed on the HTML field. We don't usually use it quite that way on the web, but this is a way we get things outside of the body. They're visible outside of the body. This is a way to think of, mostly you think, well, it's a browser window, that's the body. The thing that you see is the body. It's not necessarily so. I believe the HTML documentation for CSS describes the HTML element or the field that all these things go on when we make web pages as kind of an infinite space, infinite virtual space, right? That we then have a view of through the body. That's how you can do a negative margin and push them off. It's there, it's just invisible, like we don't see it. Because we're limited to the browser window. It's a window into this space. It's sort of lyrical to think about the fact that a web page has an infinite space behind it. It makes you start thinking of it like a video game, let's say, like an open world video game. That's a conceptual weird idea that I've never thought about before, but I did today. That's it. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Right? So I don't know what I'm saying. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page. All right. Get out of here. Bye.